changed his name to Rem God. He is looking amazing. He didn't have to do much in that first.
I mean, I don't think that any of Dem Girlz have ever done an interview. Maybe they don't even have face cams. I don't think anyone from Mocky U did interviews before, so that's why we probably had no interviews today. Because the only interview potential would have been Flipside versus Kapow, because Turbo and Marky could have done it, but with Mocky U and Dem Girlz not doing interviews, no interviews. That's how I think it happened.
Well, on the other side for Flipside, it is their starting three, and they're
so if F3 take at least 4th in qualifier 2, it's mathematically impossible for them to be eliminated if all that seemed to be expected.
Yeah, Cookser waiting in the back. He's had a little bit of an identity crisis, switching his cars. He had the dominance forever. Switching to the
I don't really care about like working out the math of everything. It's basically like qualify or win as many games as you can, and then see if you qualified or not. It's not like, you know, guys, we can qualify if we come 4th, so let's just deliberately drop some games. Let's just slack off and come 3rd because we can still qualify. Like, I don't think any team's gonna approach it like that. They're just gonna try and win.
Yeah, Dem Girlz scoring almost 20 more goals than Flipside Tactics. That is a lot of goals.
Yeah, and mainly probably due to Remco and Greasy. Those guys, so good. But Flipside, they're on a resurgence. They were the #1 team forever. And this is really a story of
absolutely, Mike. Do it. Do it. I really wish there was some esports betting site, because I've called so many series to the score. Especially in NA. My NA predictions are pretty good, I would say.
And Remco, Greasy, Maestro, these guys are all new to the game. They're all non-veterans of the old game, and they took the #1 spot. But now, Flipside, after being #1, they got complacent. And now that Dem Girlz has this, you know that they're motivated. That 4-0 versus Kapow, you know they're wanting to come back.
Mike Rules can be the head of the analyst power rankings committee.
It's hard to just keep up with, like,
obviously we want to get people like Turbo Pulsar and Greasy on there, the saltiest possible members.
Flipside for like the past 2 months, they've just been like, oh crap, someone's actually better than us. Let's
I don't know if Yemen should make the cut for the power rankings analyst power rankings committee. I don't know if he brings anything new or unique. He just kind of regurgitates things that other people have said and pretends that it was his idea.
That's how seriously he's taking this game.
Well, it's the online final.
Did Onslaught lose their sponsorship or did they leave? How did it happen? How did it go down?
James, we've had our own predictions before this whole thing. I got Dem Girlz in 7.
I am going to say Flipside in 7.
Yes, Flipside in 7, James. That's what I said. That's what I said, bro. Flipside in 7. We were both slightly wrong, but we were closer than Gibbs. Just to prove that Gibbs's 4-1 prediction was a fluke previously.
And the beer down here at DFH, every single ticket is sold out in the stadium. These eggs are looking to get their minds scrambled by the crazy games.
Oh, there we go. There's a premeditated pun. Love it.
We heard them talk a little bit about how this is old guys in the block versus the new guys in the block.
Good, Yemen. Good. I want to stay on your bubble. Like, if somebody's bad at ranking things and they rank you high, you're probably going to be pretty worried about yourself. But you're ranking me low, I'm more than comfortable with that, because I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and he thinks I'm bad, so feels good, man.
It's nuts how
everything's on the line.
Get wrecked, Gibbs. Get wrecked. I mean, he wasn't far off. He called a 4-3 in either way, which is probably a good prediction. It's probably a good prediction. The skinny tie is fine in my opinion. It just he strangled it at the top. He just strangled it.
Trying to get a play started up off the bat, but Flipside keeping that at bay. Already pushed in. Here's Greasy with the stuff, but not going to go on target.
It was a beautiful hover dunk by Greasy.
We'll see if anyone can get a quick early goal. Flipside was doing that earlier today.
Both teams are doing really good off of kickoff, and it looks like almost a play coming out of Flipside here. But they're, they both understand exactly what kind of powerhouses they're going up against. So they're going to take a little bit of time to make sure that they're comfortable before they really start turning on the heat.
What a play by Cux. To be fair, I think Cux was going to try and do something, then he was like, actually, this hit's going to suck. And then he just
They want to get the first
Did the
goal
wet
and get
noodle
that
hit?
momentum shift
He's
in
like,
their favor.
bollocks.
Off the wall there.
What have I done?
Push out from Flipside tactic stuff.
Ah, you stuck with your DFH predictions, James. Okay. That's fair. I mean, I think it's totally okay to change a prediction, like, after more results have happened. Like, after you get more information, like, changing your prediction's fine, I feel.
Using the top of his car, making sure to get on the front plate. He sees the goalie. He knows where he is. He's like, I'm going to shoot left. It's one of those moments where you're like, he didn't know exactly where he was going to put it. The placement was good. He got it there so fast. Dem Girlz is so noted for how fast they get.
Dem Girlz do probably read, like, as a team, their ability to read rebounds is probably second to none right now. There are other players who are particularly good at that, like Lachinio and actually Mike for a Flipside player.
The second follow-up to Marky Duda. Oh my goodness.
Calx, of course, historically very good at that. Gambit. But
Dem
Girlz are so good at rebounds off the backboard. They take them so early.
Some crazy freestyle, some spinneroonies going on. But early on in the game, both teams just trying to get some goals into the net. Maestro to set it up for Greasy. Greasy going to chase it down, but realizes
it's not hindsight bias predictions. It's more like if somebody asks you 2 weeks before the LAN who do you think's going to win, and then you make your prediction, but then the team that you predicted to win like loses a whole bunch right before the LAN, and somebody asks you right before the LAN who do you think's going to win, you're probably going to have a different prediction than you did 2 weeks ago. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, a good try. It's a good pass. Oh, it's in. There you go.
These cannot be left in front of the net.
Dem Girlz weren't happy with today. They really wanted first. And in other news, water is wet.
He tried to turn around quick enough. So hard to read because he didn't know if Remco was actually going to make it or not. But they shouldn't be put in a defensive position like that. They shouldn't have to be retreating and defending at the same time.
Do you think there are main weak points on Dem Girlz? Maestro doesn't play Rocket League enough.
Cooks are to push that to the side. 2-0 for Dem Girlz. Just reaching the halfway mark of our first game of this best of 7 in the RLCS online finals for EU. Can they turn it around, or Dem Girlz going to take this first one? Lots of time left. Greasy with a good chuck down into the corner. That's going to go out front, but no one there to connect unless Maestro can squeak that in. He doesn't. Greasy with a good touch up from Maestro. The pressure unreal from Dem Girlz. Rotations back to midfield are solid. Good touch from Remco to knock out that defender, but it's taken over by Flipside, thrown right back down into Dem Girlz, and finally an attack for Flipside potentially if they can get on this ball, but not a good touch there. Leaves that ball out for Greasy and Maestro as they get a little tangled up. But
Marky trying to land on his wheels and front flip, but he just dodges right before he hits the ground.
Last defender barely making it back.
You can see his placements. He sees exactly who he has to beat around, and he's almost always beating at least one person to the net.
Maestro plays a lot of RL. I don't know. I've heard that he, well, I mean, he's always MIA recently.
Look for each other. Every ball touch has a deliberate goal.
Maybe it's just when I tried to schedule things with Dem Girlz, and they're always like, well, Maestro isn't online.
Nice
So.
pitch there for Flipside into Dem Girlz zone. Cooks here, not going to beat out Remco, get that boost, and maybe let Marky push it out for Cooks here. Cooks here can finish this. Almost gets soft up, but Maestro beats him out. Good pressure from Mike Rules, keeps that on the offense. Now a shot for Marky, Duda just a little bit wide. They needed a goal coming into the last minute of gameplay.
Calx was kind of driving in front of Marky there. It was nearly very bad. If Calx had been a bit quicker, that's... Oh, well played by Calx there though. Really nice job driving under the ball and then recovering in time to still be relevant. So, you know, recovering from a mistake, pretty much. An uncharacteristic backboard whiff from Greasy. Maestro plays a lot, but just ignores as confirmed. Interesting. Alright.
Dem Girlz is excelling right now because they're getting the passing plays. They're doing those backboard touches we saw them do.
Like, the thing about
earlier this day.
Dem Girlz versus Flipside is Flipside, when they lose, you can usually see very clearly what went wrong for them because they're not as consistent as Dem Girlz are, but when they are playing at their best, they're the best in the world, I feel. And it's always been the case. Like, Flipside have always been the best team when they're playing at their best, but they've had consistency issues, communication issues. Those are the main two, to be honest. Sometimes confidence issues, actually. Just not believing in themselves. Do I know if Cooks was in comms? I don't know. I don't know if he was. Marky was telling me that he left his microphone on for the entire week 2 of group stages, which I was pretty encouraged to hear.
If you don't bring your A game, if you don't really try, we will continue to shut you down.
It's all about those stats, baby, and that's what Dem Girlz are looking for. 6 shots from Remco alone. And we had 6. That's just as much as Flipside had.
Yeah, I just hear there's a great mic fake that I haven't seen yet. I'm looking forward to this. And a great kickoff strategy.
But Dem Girlz coming out hard with the offense.
Dem Girlz had just overall more control. When they had the ball possession, they had more like deliberation with what they're putting the balls. We talked about it a little earlier in that game. They were
The times where Dem Girlz have been successful over Flipside in the past, they just kind of bully Flipside into their own half. They force Flipside to play with the low boost because they just boost steal. They just refuse to let Flipside clear the ball. They just get into the air quicker. They intercept clears on the wall really well. They just get up for rebounds quicker. Like they generally just bully Flipside with speed. They just keep hitting them with a blunt instrument almost. But Flipside's more precise and deliberate when they do get the space and the time that they need.
We'll see as they join back in. I'm hoping for all Batmans, to be honest, and some Mercs.
Yeah, it's looking ready to do a quick little change, a little bit of an issue here.
So Cox didn't talk during the series. Interesting. Was he the list? Well, I mean, obviously he's listening. Did he have his microphone on, Mike? Because Marky was telling me that Cox left his mic on like for the whole series.
Game 7 is my expectations as well. Overtime, 4,000-hour overtime from these guys. They're even. They're close. They're literally the best of Europe right now, facing off against each other. You're not going to see a sweep like they got on the other teams earlier. It's going to be super duper close.
It gives up a good
super duper close.
Up, right? Both these teams just 4-0'd in the semifinals. They just swept their opponents in the semifinals, which means they didn't really have a lot of.
He never said anything, but was his mic on? Like Marky told me that he had his microphone on. He didn't say much, but his mic was on, so you could like hear background noise and stuff. Like he had it on in case he wanted to say anything, and he just chose not to say much. In the previous week, I believe it was, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that'd be tough facing off your opponents if you could tilt yourself pretty easy if you end up.
His mic is always on. Okay. That wasn't always the case, was it?
That would be no fun.
Pretty sure that wasn't always the case.
The players are finally ready.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Who's going to take game number 2 of Flipside?
I know that Cook sometimes speaks up.
This is going to be interesting.
I was trying to encourage him to speak up more last time he was in my Twitch chat.
We'll see. You can win it for his team to get a good play already early again. We saw, I mentioned before, quick early goals for them, but it looks like an early goal for Dem Girlz almost, as it almost drops.
That's, excuse me, that's not a very good clear by Marky off the wall. He kind of rushed into it and centered it. But nobody was there for Dem Girlz, which is quite unusual, to be honest. There's usually somebody there when the ball spills in front of the center. Yeah, Cox's English is good. I've heard him speak English before, and it's totally fine. He's very understandable, good vocabulary. He understands perfectly what people are talking about. It's just a confidence thing. And for me, I honestly feel like it wouldn't take long for Cox to gain confidence if he just practiced speaking. And at this point, it's probably just more of a bad habit than anything else.
If you don't make it, I'm going to be here. And that's what you have to do. Because if it went in, it would have went in. If it didn't go in, you have security.
You need the support for sure. And that's what
like,
the team off the drop, off the crossbar.
Cox has told me before that he doesn't understand some English as well as Mike and Marky, but when Mike and Marky are just making noises and grunting, he knows exactly what that means. He's like, oh yeah, I know that grunt, that's a whiff. Oh, I know that grunt, that's a shot. Or, oh, that's a pass grunt.
That's on target. Wow, the intercept turns into a goal.
I did not expect this lob to turn it. When I saw this, I thought Marky Dude was actually going to beat him, and Marky Dude, I think, did beat him.
Very poor.
Maestro got the clip on it. I think he was going to put it towards target. I don't think he actually intended that to work as well as it did. But either way, you got to be prepared for something like that. On defense, no one was rotated back, and they weren't able to get in the way of what should have been a pretty easy block.
Like, Marky will go, and then Cox will know what that means.
And it just did, as we saw there, Mike Rule's chip opportunity to throw it up deep. He does. Remco catches it on the wall. Demo from Greasy, but a shot still on target. Greasy with the demo and the save barely.
And they hear Mike coming in with a like Cox will know exactly what's happened. It's like, oh, Mike swifted again. Oh, okay.
That was super close.
A little bit close.
He actually put that in himself. He took a little bit too much time, maybe a little bit too complacent in this. They're comfortable with their defense, but Dem Girlz is going to keep putting pressure on until something cracks.
I'll be very interested to hear how Kux gets on at the LAN, because if he's too shy or just uncomfortable talking in Skype, like the LAN could definitely present issues for him, because that's going to have a whole other kind of like difficulties. Ah, you had a little boost there for that weak save. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, you did get it onto the post, so job done. It just looked a bit weird. And that's something that we definitely need to have in Spectator, is just a little boost bar for every player. You can even have it, like, when you zoom out into all cam, you can... What? Okay. But yeah, you could even have it, like, underneath the nameplate right there. Just, like, right underneath the nameplate, just a really thin... boost bar. It's a really good pinch pass by Mike.
He actually got his car above the ball to send it towards net instead, which you guys have no idea how insanely difficult that is to read and to predict, and he put it just over there perfectly for Marky.
A lot happened already on target though. Cooks here grabbing his boost and getting back in time. Pops that right over Maestro, follows it up in the air. Marky Duda catches that for him. One defender, two defenders. First one takes him out. Remco not letting that play to advance. But out Marky Duda.
That was a pretty safe 50-50 by Marky though. He put his car like between his goal and the ball, so it's perfectly fine to take that 50-50. Some other pros would dribble down the line there, then cut infield late and kind of take a 50-50 while being sideways to their own net, and you just end up pinching it towards your own half, which is really dangerous.
Keeping that out. Good defense from Girlz, but they need to get out.
Yeah, the lag thing I heard about, but I want to hear more about like boost being visible. That's a big one.
They had so much like real estate to actually put it on target, and he put it right to the defense. So they just got to take a little bit more time, because if they spread this lead, they can really start taking the mental control.
Cooks here had one to beat out, but Maestro takes it away from him. A lot of 1v1 skill sets coming out. And I love to see it, because that's when we get into those dangles.
Maestro's pretty good at mind games in 3v3. Pretty good mind games player.
Can't keep all possession, he does. But doesn't get it past Maestro's, he steals it back.
It's an uncharacteristic giveaway of possession. It's a one possession donation by Marky right there, but doesn't matter this time.
Flipside, but they don't keep that moving forward. Actually, now they do. Off the side, Maestro could be a dangerous pass out to Marky Duda. Not a good touch.
Marky Duda at it again.
Enemy. He thought he had a little more time, maybe a little more room for this hit. He wanted to clear it out, but he smacked it straight up in the center.
What the?
Puts it right down, and Marky
It's the
Duda,
funniest pass.
I honestly don't know why he was exactly there. I think he was hoping something like that would happen. Maybe he thought it did. And it did. It worked in his favor. He actually was just kind of sitting, waiting.
Marky's probably moving forward like, I probably shouldn't be here. Oh, I'm a genius. I totally knew this was going to happen. And he just lucked into the excellent team, opposite team pass.
Well, close. I guess they have one more goal. Math is hard. Mike Rolls now trying to push it forward. Marky Duda follow him up off the wall. Doesn't quite get the good flip. As that drops
You want to spectate other players doing ranked? Oh, beautiful.
Holy smokes.
Beautiful.
This is how you know they know exactly where each other is at all times.
Marky just falling out the seat. Wait, what?
Here you go, Coach.
Hold on. Hold on. How did Marky get there?
Waiting for that
Hold up. What? Hold on.
Gets them another goal. 2 goals down.
Marky just falling out the ceiling, and he's like, oh, I'm a genius. I'm in the right place yet again.
Well, close. I guess they have one more goal. Math is hard. Mike Rolls now trying to push it forward. Marky Duda.
So Marky's like falling off the ceiling right here, and then he just like falls on the ground in the perfect position. That's so funny. Like Marky just like whiffed a wall hit, lands on the ground, and then he's like, "Saw, dude." Oh, that's so funny. It's amazing.
Giving Cooks here the shot, spreading this to a 3-point game.
Oh my goodness, talking about
And Mike, like he correctly identified in the chat, nearly T-boning Kux. That would have been very, I can't speak, very interesting.
Game 2 as they look to tie up the series 1-1. 27 seconds left. Maestro throws that over the net. Shot back into target by Mike Rules, but nothing
It's just so funny where somebody like falls out the sky and they just land in the perfect position for a great play.
Very, very difficult at this point as Flipside moves back to the other end.
This game is most definitely going to go to Flipside.
Macro Duda.
In what seems to be about 6 seconds. But
Marky is, there's no player in the world who has scored more awful goals in high-level games than Marky. He'll take a shot and in comms he'll say something like, "Oh, I'm so bad," or like he says, "Oh, what was that?" Like he'll just be so disappointed. Then it just rolls in because the other teams suck even more than he does, and he's like, he's interrupted by his rant is interrupted by like, you know, it'll start off, "Oh, I'm so bad. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm the best." It's like changes. "Oh, I'm suddenly great." It's like, "Oh, I hate myself. Oh, never mind. I'm great." They let it roll in.
Those 3 guys have been playing together for a long time, and they will always know.
Poo goals, as he says.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when
He's
I
great at
explain
scoring poo
Flipside
goals.
to people that maybe haven't seen them play before, or don't know about Rocket League, I say watch for the passes. These guys know where each other are at all times, and they're proving to it.
Kevin's smuggling things with his beard, I'm sure. Good old Kev.
Going fast, you've got boost control to worry about. You've got your car velocity and jump. There's a lot of factors that come into touching a ball at a specific velocity or.
Ooh, a lot of factors coming into touching a ball.
So small and simple, but to do that so voluntarily is just out of control.
And back and forth, and to be able to coordinate that, especially when you don't know how hard your teammate's going to hit it. You just got to hope they put it in the right spot, especially with those preemptives. A lot of times people will get
Here, James, is it a touch screen for the spectators? That would be so awesome if it was like touch screen spectator mode, or do you use like mice or controllers?
Also has great team plays, aerial play big for them. Remco, one of the key players up in the air. We'll see if he can already set one off the wall for his teammates. He can't, as both teams feel each other out to see who can get the first goal. As we set out on Beckwith Park, game number 3 of Dem Girlz versus Flipside. Now tied up 1-1 in the series, as Flipside took the last one. So you can take the next one. Remco, a little bit of a mind game, or just a miss. Maybe try to get the bounce there, but
You have to use keyboard and mouse. I'm your man, bro. I'm your man.
Wall keeps that from going into the box.
Now, watch how these guys bring it from defense to offense. If you see when they're successful, 80% of the time it's because they got to set 2 guys fall.
Carpet loves giving percentages to things.
No! Oh, crossbar, 2 crossbars in a row.
Crossbar challenge with Dem Girlz. Yeah, Carpet loves being like, if you look at this, you know, 69.69% of the time they're doing this because you know, they're getting hard clears.
Mike with a demo and Greasy as they try to keep the ball in their zone, but they aren't as.
He loves putting percentages on it.
Remco.
I love it.
Now with Greasy takes that instead. Remco with a follow-up. Maestro just under there to support. He's going to need to get back as an attack probably coming up from.
Oh please, Mike. No, you're not. I don't believe that for a second. You're gonna be walking around with a smug look in your face. 60% of the time it works, 100% of the time. Exactly.
From Flipside, trying to touch off the roof. That's going to drop down for Greasy as they now make an attack. Marky Dude is just trying to boost up, pushing that back to midfield with stuff from Maestro. No more attack from Dem Girlz.
Yeah, percentages are great.
It's like a mixture of defensive
I'm
and defensive prediction.
I'm 60% behind it 100% of the time.
Just try and out-predict the opponents. You'll see they'll follow somebody on the wall. It's like, well, he's going to beat me to this touch, so let him take his touch, and then I'm going to beat their opponent to the ball.
Why does the Batmobile look so retarded when it flips? It just looks so stupid compared to other cars.
So many shots on goal, so many, and they're still pretty low-scoring games.
Cooks here trying to push that one past Greasy, doesn't quite.
Please do, Mike. Please do. I want to see more Mike analysis streams. Just like, basically just get in, start raging and trash talking. That was a pretty sick dunk by Marky.
He didn't have the angle or the power, and it just got slammed right past him.
That goal marks the 2-minute in mark, and okay.
Wait,
Mike
hold
Rose
on.
gets one off the bat.
Hold on. Is this the one?
Sinking these in really early on, I mean, this is kind of what we just saw in the last game. We don't want Dem Girlz to do, and again,
that's
this
not
is the final.
Too bad. Hold on.
Put another one on the
What on earth happened? I looked away for half a second and then another goal went in.
From Cooks, you're so gentle. I can't tell if 2 people made it there in time. Remco, not in a good place.
Here, getting pro players on the desk at the LAN would be a great idea. Like, the analysis desk is a perfect place for pro players because they can feel more comfortable. And it's more conversational. Where did the third player go? Oh, Maestro cheated up on the... Wait. Where's Greasy? Where on earth is Greasy? Did he just cheat on the left?
This is the finals. Like these guys are
Like,
fighting for the
it was a
finals right
slightly
now.
delayed
This
cheat
is
there.
for
That's
first
not
place. This is
too
for the money.
bad.
This is for the big
Sometimes
wins
it's
and all the
it's
points. They
working,
just gotta
but
make sure to keep up the pressure.
still, like, Mike just dunked the kickoff and it's a goal, so it's not a terrible strategy, but if you're coming off the line like that, you're accepting that you're going to get scored on like a certain amount of the time. So they got scored on. There you go. Yeah, Greasy's mid boost on the other side, as usual, and Maestro's fake kick, or Maestro's fast kickoff to the try to force the ball to the side just got dunked on by Mike, who tried to, he probably just predicted the fast kickoff because they always do that. And a lot of teams just let them do it. They don't really counter it, but Mike just showed you why it's not reliable. Because he just dunked the kickoff, just went for a block, and scored. And you're like, okay, now that genius kickoff strategy that people have been praising Dem Girlz for, you see the hole in it. They're cheating up in the middle instead of sitting on the net for just a couple of seconds, maybe even just 1 second more.
The boost from Flipside as well doesn't quite. That's an open net, but Markey takes it away.
What I do think Dem Girlz has in their favor is that Flipside tends to get comfortable when they're in the lead, especially in a series. So I think that if Flipside does go up a game here, and they end up being 2-1 in the series, it's going to be...
That's a nice, easy open net from Greasy as he pulls forward, and no defender can get back in time. Only a 1-goal deficit now.
You saw how much overcommittance there was. No one on Flipside
Yeah, it was
was
just
anywhere
like...
near this. All Greasy had to do was not...
It was one of those situations where Flipside, all the players are thinking that they, oh yeah, I could do something with this. They all think at the same time, yeah, we could probably work with this, and then they, you know, send too many people at the ball. Just not spreading out enough in attack, pretty much. Pretty simple one. Like, it's the good old Shogun analysis, where you would just, like, pretty much every time that something goes wrong in the early stages of Rocket League tournaments, is like, oh look, this team sent 2 people to the same ball and they got scored on. Oh look, this team sent 3 people to the same ball and got scored on. Oh look, this team sent nobody to the ball and got scored on. Like, anything that isn't one person going to the ball is usually wrong. So it's you know, it's so obvious at this point.
And Marky Duda, I don't think he expected 2 players to go up for that. He wasn't rotating back. That's the kind of thing you need to communicate. Like, oh, I'm out of boost. I'm not getting this.
I would love to hear a Mike and Marky cast where they would just like rip every play to shreds, just make fun of all the players.
You know, they just couldn't do it quick enough. But Dem Girlz capitalizing, bringing it to a 2-2.
And those small mistakes can lead to a tie as we see Remco trying to put it up to a win for them as we go into the final minute of gameplay. Dem Girlz Flipside Tactics tied 2-2 at the moment, 1-1 in the series. Mike Rules, nice lob out to
Why was there no EU interviews? Because nobody from Dem Girlz and nobody from Mock EU does interviews.
Just kind of floating around on the wall there.
Which I don't know why. They probably should have.
Maybe get an air dribble. No, he lobs that hard off the back. Remco just soft drops that down from Maestro.
The only players who showed that, well, or were willing to do it was Marky and Turbo, and Flipside didn't play Kapow today.
Marky Duda, can he do it?
No!
The top corner!
What?
Oh my goodness, so close.
That solo play was insane. That would have put them in the lead with only 20 seconds left, putting them up in the series. I cannot believe you just pulled that against the Flipside defense.
And the shot from
oh my word.
The pass from Mike Rules.
Suddenly, end to end, you nearly score, and then this happens. Mike just took everyone out of the game by himself. That was all Mike right there.
Oh my goodness, back is so many opportunities for Dem, just barely missing from those posts, shooting a little bit too wide. And that individual play, unreal. They have 7 seconds if they want tied up.
Hashi should absolutely be doing interviews. Why? Any reason in particular for that comment, or?
We'll see if it can go
Oh, it's in! What? No way. Oh man, so Flipside just like, all they're thinking of is get this ball clear, get it clear, get it clear, and Cux and Marky go for the same ball, and they, oh man. They're probably thinking if they just hit that clear, it's game, and then the ball just goes back up in the air on 0 seconds, they're like, oh no. Oh no.
This is nuts. This is exactly what we expected.
I couldn't be happy with
Carpet's just giddy. Giddy with joy.
A little ecstatic as well too. We'll see if a goal can come.
Of course, like a Cux interview would be incredible.
15 seconds into the overtime.
Cux is just a god.
Easy lob.
On a whiff. No, Maestro. He should have had this. He was so close. Remco didn't even bother going up. He thought he had it. Cook's ear, putting it so high
Cook's
on the top
ear.
Post, though. He's like, you're not getting this. He's like, if you're gonna make a mistake, I'm gonna make you pay, and he made them pay so well.
Great punish game, and that's critical. If a team makes a mistake,
I don't know if Maestro could have cut up to that well clear. I think it was Maestro.
That's how you win the overtime there. Punish the mistake off
It was
the
close,
backboard.
but it didn't look like he was catching it at all.
That win goes to Flipside as Cooksier drops it in. Now it's 2-1 in the series. This is some
Cooksier.
Could not be closer. I mean, they brought it up at just the last second.
What a shot by Cooksier.
Both teams are cracking. They're both doing
It's
well
yeah,
against the
Cooksier.
losses.
That's
They're
a
keeping
that's
their
the
heads in
classic
it. They
Cooksier
want
meme.
this. They want this. I mean, this is it. This is the finals, and they want it so bad.
Both teams showing they want it. Great shots, and it's both teams playing to their strengths. Absolutely playing to their strengths. A couple shots, I think, just going a little bit wide of the net for Weedham Girls. If they put those on, we're going to find, well, I mean, I don't know if
Why
you know
is
much
nobody
closer
fixed
game,
Leaf's
but
tie? Like, did you just throw together the suits at 5 minutes before the broadcast? You're just like, quick, you forgot your tie. And then, they're like, okay, we're going live. Roll the cameras. No more adjustments.
Finding solo plays with team plays perfectly right now against each other, and both these teams, I mean, they're harder opponents than they are even against each other. This is nuts.
And you're absolutely right. And an eighth of a second can make all the difference on where your shot goes. And that's all they need to take. But that can seem like forever in Rocket League if you're being contested by a team like Flipside Tactics. As they try to make an attack. Cooks here with a good touch, almost in his own net.
Greasy very far forward in the net there. Almost getting caught out.
Someone needs to follow this up though. Maestro. There he goes.
They encourage you to be yourselves. And that's why Leaf has a skinny tie with a strangle knot.
Can't follow that up though. He's gonna have to leave it for his teammates. He needs to get back as that ball is going back into their zone. Maestro with the stuff up the wall. Can he get a pass out?
But they won't let people wear waistcoats. I'm sad about that.
But no one touches it. All expecting each other to get it, most likely.
A lot of times with this high level of
Nobody
play,
touches
whenever
the ball.
Happens, it actually is more detrimental than a good touch.
No Kappa pride in here.
Oh, Marky!
It's just a Marky special right here. It's so scary when he does this. When he just takes that touch, you're just like, oh no, what have we done? Weedham Girls right there, like, we've made a huge mistake. We've made a huge mistake. We gave Marky the boost, the ball, and time and space. What have we done?
It's all about placement too. That helps a lot with knowing where you're going to be able to put the shot. He puts it right where it needed to be in the back of the net. Just under a minute of gameplay into game number 4. Where Flipside is leading the series.
Is this game where Mark whacks it in front of our net? Alright, let's wait and see what happens. I've not seen these games, but I know the results.
Mike trying to keep up the pressure. Flying way back. Maestro needs to win out this contest. He does. But can't put that ball.
Nobody's touching the ball, story of your life. Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I feel like that should have been a goal, or at least a shot on target at the very least.
It was really, really close. Luckily, Flipside was able to keep their composure and keep contesting.
The lag isn't so bad, Mike. In fact, I think they fixed it. They've put a buffer on it, didn't they? Is that not out yet? It should be. I feel like this isn't laggy to me. I'm not seeing lag, except very occasionally.
Keeps that to the side. Very good that he didn't get a whiff on that. Could have been very dangerous. Mike Rules, good chip, lob out. Cooksier is going to sit around midfield, get demoed up by Maestro. Those off the backboard. Marky Duda with the finish off the crossbar.
Oh, Marky should be scoring that.
Quite get it in.
Great set by Mike.
It's going to still be a 1-0. Now we have
They haven't done the buffer yet. Maybe it's just like I don't see the lag because I'm used to playing on NA servers. Definitely laggy. I'm probably just used to playing on NA servers then because I don't really notice it. Like I played a lot of games on US servers. Marky just got too close though. He just wanted to be first to the ball, so he cheated all the way forward. Then he just got too close and he couldn't do anything.
Really sketchy defensive things. Because that's how you keep the pressure on. But if you're good enough, the sketchy, what would be a sketchy defensive maneuver is actually pretty
The pass from I'm Cutting Maestro.
Running back, behind, facing backwards defensive maneuvers would be tough for the average player. But these guys can do it pretty readily, which is how they keep up so many shots back and forth.
Well, mechanical skill helps a lot in that, that's for sure. And these guys have tons of it. 2 minutes left in this match. 1-0. Up for Flipside as Weedham Girls trying to put one in. This is in front
of course, mechanical skill referring to anything that you do with your hands to directly influence the car.
I think it was whoever went up for this. I think it was Remco went up for it. It smashed Cooksier away. Yeah. A complete accident. I think he was going for the ball. I mean, there is a chance.
A little bit of a lack of trust there by Mike, though,
I've seen
because
it once in a while. I don't know for sure
he would have got even if Kirks didn't get bumped, Mike was going to get taken out of the game by Kirks because he went up for the same ball as Kirks did. And Kirks was definitely getting there first.
On the attack is Flipside. Push back to midfield. Mike still has.
Ooh, a bit greedy there by Mike, waiting for the bounce shot. He really wanted to hit that off the bounce, but he didn't respect the distance.
ball here.
The Remco was away from him.
Trying to get another touch. Drops it down off the roof. Would have been a great pass. Cooks here couldn't connect with it. Now back to Markey. Markey puts that in front of the net. Maestro. Oh
What?
my goodness, just barely keeping it on the
Okay,
plate.
that lagged
That was
for
a really
sure.
bad touch by Markey.
Yeah.
He put it like dead in front of the net. Maestro tried
Mark,
to
I
go
don't know what
for it, but the
Marky's
defenders
like.
were just
You
jetting back
had
to
told
net, but he
him
wouldn't
not
have
to
enough
though,
time
so
to really
okay,
make
so
that
you
mistake.
wanted to
Keeping the
take it,
aggression
but
on, all
Cucks
because
hit
of that
it.
one mistake that's still in
I
their
gotcha, I
half.
gotcha.
Probably because of
I
that
mean, at
last
some
touch, they're
point,
still
like,
able to
you're
keep this aggression
committed to
on.
a hit,
It's just
and
teasing
like,
them, here, it's in front of the net. No
letting go of
one-
boosts
Yeah,
is,
Markey do that.
I don't know, it's
Oh,
hard
Cooks here,
sometimes
see if he can
if
follow
you're
it up. He's getting
really
bumped up
close to
by
hitting
Remco,
something.
so Markey's gonna have to be the one to follow
Maybe
it
they
up.
called it super
Greasy
early and
looking
Cucks
to
was
get
just
back
like,
to
screw Mike,
midfield.
I'm up for this.
If Flipside's up for that, they could have got a goal out of that, but they
That, I don't know how that center ball by Markey didn't get scored though. It's bizarre.
Feels backflip could be in. Oh my
Oh.
goodness, Markey just barely keeping that one out.
This is
44 seconds
definitely
left in game number
clench
4.
butt cheeks
As Greasy
time.
tries to set it out from Maestro.
It was a bit late, it
Maestro
wasn't his fault,
leaves
yeah.
that one for
It
Remco. Remco
looked
off the
like he
wall.
was already
See if he
committed
can push it forward. He can't
pretty
quite do it.
hard,
Keeps
and
it away.
he did get
Cooks
bumped
here
into
waiting
the
to move
ball
up with him.
as
The
well.
demo from Flipside, scoring opportunity coming out. One defender, Greasy keeps that way. Good pass out to midfield, but that's going
Oh,
right
what a
back on target.
touch.
Greasy just needs to push it to side.
That's
He does.
well played by Greasy though.
Markey tries to challenge
Really
it,
solid.
beaten up by Remco, but this could be pressure still from Flipside. No one there, so Greasy
Oh, I
wins out
feel
on
like
that.
somebody should have been up
Off
for
the
that and
sideboard,
beaten
Mike needs to clear it. He
Greasy
does.
to the
Out
ball.
Cooks here. That's a shot on target, just off the crossbar. Finished by Cooks here. Oh, another crossbar. Markey out to Cooks again. They can finish Mike Girls.
Oh, they got it!
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I can't believe they kept that up. Cooks
That
here,
should have been a goal.
He was gonna beat himself up about that.
That
And
one
then
probably,
Markey do
you
it
know,
again.
is
It's
a
lob.
difficult
He
shot,
gets up
but
perfectly.
Cucks should have scored
Mike
for
Girls, the
sure.
third player. That's the pressure you need. Most
It's alright
players
though,
would
Mike
not have
had it.
dedicated that third touch. Like,
No
oh, Markey,
problem.
You're not gonna make this little lob. You're not gonna do it. No, he's so skilled. Mike Girls is like, you got me? Yeah, you got me, dude.
You see me?
And just with 6 seconds left, they're able to pull ahead in the series.
Oh, it's still up though.
Weedham Girls still trying their best, though. It's probably going to be allowed to drop by Flipside
Okay, there you
because they
go.
want another win. And that's it. We got a 3-1 lead in the series now for Flipside Tactics.
Cannot believe this is. I have my heart out set for Weedham Girls. I think they were performing so well, and I don't think
yeah.
they're performing.
Is
bad
Carpet
at
a
all.
Weedham
These
Girls
games
fan over a Flipside
are
fan?
just volleying it back and forth, taking
Why
shots
would
after
anybody?
shots.
Why would
It's just
anybody
a matter of
be a Weedham Girls
kinda
fan over a Flipside fan?
Weedham
Am I
Girls'
right?
defensive rotations
The
have
team
that
with
one
no
time once in a
personality.
while, and that's exactly
We
what
dem
those are.
macros, we dem
And that's how they're able-
prospects.
they're
I
exploding it pretty well,
jest, I
and that's
jest.
how they're sinking that one extra goal in a game.
Well, hopefully Weedham Girls can fix any of the mistakes they're doing before, fix everything up, and get moving forward to bring some points back in the series for themselves coming into game number 5. Otherwise, this could be it for them. This could be the end of the series in the EU Finals.
If Flipside
Like,
takes
what
this,
would the
they be
percentage
first
of
place. They will
fans
come
be
out
for this
the qualifier
game?
one
He's a
champions.
Weedham Girls fan?
And I know
Really?
Weedham Girls is
How did he
probably
become a
low,
Weedham
not
Girls
happy
fan?
right now.
And
Being
why?
this far down, they
That's
have to pretty much
that's interesting.
reverse sweep from this point.
Not
It's
that there's
really
anything
easy,
wrong with being a Weedham
but they
Girls
just have to
fan.
win every
It's just
game
like,
to take this.
Which they could do. They're not
It's just-
slacking by any means.
No.
Carpet's been around Rocket League scene
So
for
they're ready to
ages.
get into the
Flipside have
next
been
one.
around Rocket League scene for
Sure,
ages. You'd
Weedham Girls is
expect
looking
that he'd just
forward
like
to winning
Flipside
the
because
next two in a
they're an
row.
old team.
Let's see if they can
That's what
do it.
surprises me about it. Nothing wrong with being a Weedham Girls fan. They play great Rocket League.
Mostly because
Gotta
I
have
think it's
faith.
also more entertaining. than I want to
There you go.
Also, there's-
I want more Rocket League.
I'm absolutely
Girls
okay
are
with
boys that I
him
really wanna see
supporting the
this
team
go
that's
to.
losing.
I can never
Oh,
see
he
it
played
go
like he played
high-level
threes with
Rocket League
Remco and
like this.
Greasy, and now
Always
he's like, I
exciting.
love these guys.
There for 3 days in a row just watching this. I don't care.
I'm a biased
Remco trying
F3
to get
fan.
his
Yeah,
bike,
one with
like,
that.
out.
Like,
Another pass
I,
out.
there- I like I said, there's nothing wrong with being a
Remco,
Weedham Girls
Remco
fan.
puts
It's just
out
it
target.
surprises me. I didn't think Carpet
Ryan
would be a
Hamilton
Weedham Girls
put
fan.
it in the net.
I thought he would be a Flipside fan because he's been in the Rocket League scene for a long time, or at least he's followed the pro scene in Rocket League for a long time. I would expect most of Weedham Girls fans to be like new fans. Whoa, Meister, get back! Why is he in the corner? This is so weird. It's actually gonna work. What?
That did not work out.
The mind game's back. He mind gamed his own team to coming up for it. He just didn't go
Mike
for
actually
it.
just mind gamed
Whizzing
everybody.
by and the dunk from Greasy.
Hold on,
No
hold
one
on.
wrote-
Greasy.
Well,
Easy
wait.
touch, too easy for Greasy.
Okay,
As he puts it
so
inside. Remco, the last defender.
here, like Meister is the last defender, and he's moving forward out of the net so far, where both of his teammates already are. Remco making a short rotation, just doing nothing, and then Markey and Cucks are like waiting in V formation for Mike to do something, and Mike just like doesn't do
He
anything.
mind gamed his own team to coming up for it. He just didn't go for it. Remco
What?
whizzing by, but then the dunk from Greasy. No one broke it back on Flipside. I mean,
That's
already 1
amazing.
point down.
What a
We
goal.
don't see goals happening in these games. That
Mike
could've been
with
last
the
game.
sickest mind game in Rocket League history.
That's
Mike takes 4 players out the game, including 2 of his teammates, by doing absolutely nothing. Fortunately for Dem Girlz, Greasy was up to the task of just hitting the ball. Of just going in, not thinking about Mike's play at all, and hitting the ball.
Game number 5. Cooks here throwing that on net.
Alright,
I'm
alright.
not sure if that was a bump.
I think Greasy did get bumped. A little hard to see. Cooksier had some time. He took his time with it. He actually waited for the bounce again, going for that power touch. Mike Rules.
Not the best
I don't
shot,
think
but
he-
it
I
looks
think
like there was a
He
bump.
went for it, but he didn't quite get the touch.
He went for it, didn't touch it, but either way, not the kind of defensive.
But yeah, so is it? I bet it's just like, I always hear Carpet say things like this, and I love Carpet, by the way. But I always hear Carpet say stuff like, you know, I played some games with this pro, and he's really good. You know, like, oh, I played some games with Jacob the other day, and he's really good, so I think they're gonna win. Oh, I played some games with Remco and Greasy, so they're gonna win. He just he likes to name drop that he's playing games with pro players. You know, I think he's just I think he's just oh, I thought that he missed that because of the lag.
Just watch how these
You know
guys
what I
play
mean.
together. Watch their predictions. Every time that a
Carpet
player
like
goes
plays a
over
ranked
top,
game with a pro, and he's like, oh, this guy's incredible. They're gonna win.
read where that ball's
I'm their
going.
fan.
Both defense and offense, and both teams are doing this. These are the 2 teams that I love watching because they do it so well, especially on the EU side. You'll see somebody touch it up, and then somebody's already getting ready. They do it mostly on defense, which is how they clear it out so well.
I'm 100% right as Carpet would say, I knew it.
Dropping that on the right side.
I knew it.
Perfect.
Bang!
He finished it
Easy
off.
shot
Gets
from
the shot on
Marquis.
target. Renko barely pinching that one out of the net.
Bang! He would have said.
So close. Both these teams are putting on such high quality shots on each other, but Dem Girlz hasn't been able to do it as much this game. They've been a little
I
more
played a
on the
lot of
defensive
games with
side,
Marquis, so I
and
think
they've been
Marquis
kinda
is the
caught
best
off
player.
guard. They got the early goal,
I
but they
mean,
have to make sure that they keep the pressure on Flipside.
have you seen my games with Marquis? They're like more comedy than like 2v2.
Mike just feeling a little confused. Finally gets control of it. Flipside out, but Remco's going to take control as he catches 2 Flipside members in the corner. Doesn't get a pass. Marky Duda. Marky Duda doesn't get the wall touch. Greasy does instead. See if he can get a pass.
Yeah, for Carpet to think you're good, you just have to get into his ranked team, and then win, presumably.
Off the backboard, could be scoring opportunity.
Win
Marky
games.
is up. So of course Greasy's going to wait back, trying to get the redirect. Goes a
Just
little too high. Cooks here
oh
with
my
the shot,
word.
just off the crossbar.
That would have been the sickest
Little off
goal.
target.
So close, and you see these teams passing it backwards to each other. The idea behind that is you want to get it to your teammate before the opponent gets to the ball. So essentially you're helping close the gap between the ball and your teammate that's coming up, and it ends up giving you the better touch in the offensive or even defensive maneuver, getting you possession. And
Ah, see, there you go. There's Mike shooting on target when he should miss deliberately,
Whatever.
just so he can,
And Renko were up for a play, and that got stuffed out by Flipside.
just so he can do a parody of my
Try once
analysis
more.
later on. I'll give him
Ball
some
down,
more
he just gets a
material.
boost. Mike Rose take care. Tries to read off the wall. That's going to be out to Greasy. Can he get a set junior shot? No.
What a save by Greasy.
Cooks here trying to win out. Maestro out to Remco. Remco beaten out by Marky Duda. Now Mike Rose has a chance for a shot on the net. Greasy pushed to the side. Maybe not far enough because Marky Duda's up out front of the net. This is dangerous. Mike Rules going to take that mistake into the back of the net.
This was strictly a mistake on Dem Girlz, and it was one that was
It's a bad
very,
clear by
very hard to read.
Greasy.
It looks like Greasy wanted to take it off the
And
ball.
another bad
He was
clear by
trying to clear it
Greasy.
off, but you don't want those backboard touches. Once it bounces off that back wall, it's going to start going towards your opponent and away from you, and it's harder to get to. He did his front flip. I can tell he wanted to cross it above the net.
Maybe Carpet's
It
just
didn't
being a
touch
fan
the
of
bar that
players
we
so he
wanted
can
it
play
to
more
be.
ranked games with
Good
them.
flip from Cooks here
I
with
bet
that
that's what it
backhand
is.
flank. Doesn't go far enough though. Remco
He's
steals
thinking,
away as they
huh,
get
if
back
Meister and
on.
Greasy watch, or if Greasy and Remco watch this cast, and they hear me saying that they're the best and that he wants them to win, then they're going to play more ranked games with me, and he can climb out of Challenger in 3v3. I know his style. This is his plan, his genius plan.
Remco, a little too close to do anything. Greasy off the corner, maybe try to roll over. Remco with the
There
shot
it is!
to tie it up. 50 seconds left.
All they have to do is keep this, try and bring it to overtime potentially, or just keep the aggression going. They read this well. Marcus
What is that clear?
pushing it out, and Remco reading it. You have no choice. And I'm going to put this in right over your head.
Oh
It was a
man,
great goal, tying it up 2-2.
I love Carpet. Oh, the fake kickoff is back again. Not going to work though, because the pass wasn't the best.
It is over. and they'll take first place up the wall. Remco.
Is Carpet with you, James?
Backward on target. He tries to read it
I
up
definitely
by
hope he
Girlz.
hears that
Doesn't get
comment.
the stuff. Greasy. Corner that bounces up nicely for Weedham Girlz. Cooks here is going to miss that.
Oh, baby.
Remco,
Okay,
getting set up on Marky.
good save by
So
Marky, but
close, so
Cucks
close.
with
Cannot
the
believe Marky got
good
back in
old
time.
fly right under the ball
Made
move.
sure he was able to get up underneath that ball, but the pressure coming in at Weedham Girlz right now with not much time left. They want this win. They do not want to put this into overtime.
Ball control from Weedham Girlz is pretty good right now as they try to move up for another attack. He needs to get the touch. That's on. A little bit wide.
No, but there is an element of hyping the viewers and, like, you know, hoping for the comeback, because as a caster it's always better to have a close series than a absolute landslide. Like, whenever I call a series as 4-0 or 5-0, I'm still hoping, like, kind of half hoping that I'll be wrong just so I can see a close series. So there's that from Carpet, but he's also just a massive Weedham Girlz fan, apparently.
Don't stop. There's like no break for Flipside to turn this around.
They're doing
Yeah, I
exactly
just didn't
what
expect
they
that.
need to do. Here's a shot from Greasy, a little off target. Cooks here, puts that up there. That's dangerous though. Maestro just playing it soft. Can he finish it up? Marky due to all three Flipside members out. It's gonna be dangerous if the ball gets out front and they don't rotate properly, but they do. They get back in position. That's their chance to push this out, but the pressure's still real from Weedham Girlz. 25 seconds
Control.
into overtime.
Easy control.
Team
Oh,
number
well
5.
dunked, actually.
Pass from Maestro out. Can he stuff a pass? He can't. Pressure still there from Remco.
Nobody's
That's
at the back
net.
post for
That's still there.
Flipside.
That is a great opportunity. They do
There
it.
you go.
Maestro.
He's actually just like, yes!
Flipside stopped trusting. They actually got scared. There were so many
This
times
is
where
like,
two people in net
this is
split
where you
up,
start
two
to
people
wonder,
split
is
both
Carpet
Cooks
too
and
much of
Mike
a Weedham
went for that
Girlz fan?
touch. All one of them had to do was wait, and they would have cleared it right after. And Weedham Girlz, it's
Yeah,
actually
Carpet's
starting
right
to
though,
break
like,
Flipside.
just,
That was nuts. Weedham Girlz.
Flipside have been sending two people to the same ball a lot in defense, not trusting each other that much.
Absolutely
Or not trusting
nuts showing from Weedham
people
Girlz.
as much as they should.
This is what I want to see. I did not want to see
Violet
that.
Panda's your bet for Kapow. Well, Violet Panda doesn't want to play Rocket League on the weekends right now, and he doesn't want to play RLCS qualifier number 2 because he's going to go see his girlfriend every weekend.
They are one game
That's,
away from being just in second place.
that's what
from
Violet
not
Panda's up
taking
to
this.
these
They were
days.
able to come back from being behind. tied
Carpet's
up,
a
and that
massive
takes the
fangirl,
overtime.
dude. Look
All
at this
within a matter
boy.
of maybe 2 minutes.
He's so happy that they're back in the game.
It was super
It's
quick.
hilarious.
It really wasn't
But
long.
yeah, I know that this is still so close.
Yeah, I know
Weedham
he's
Girlz
biased,
still
but I
only
mean,
has
it's
to
not
lose one more
bad.
win
It's.
to
They have to win two.
be able to take this.
Yeah. So
Can you
essentially
change your
this is
bet?
it. This
What
is
was
the
your
final
bet? I
first
didn't.
place.
I didn't read. Oh, you're for
Flipside
Kapow.
only needs
Yeah,
one.
sure.
So all Flipside has to do is just
Now that you know
play
the information
whatever
that
they
I
did
knew.
to win the other games.
We say all they have to
All
do.
they have to do is beat
But now,
Weedham Girlz.
when
Not
you-
a big deal. Don't worry.
Of course,
guys.
Mike.
when
Of
you put the
course.
team coming out
Actually,
showing
no. Mike, that last one,
Weedham
it
Girlz,
was
what they're
Cux's
doing right
fault
now,
because he
it's
could
so
see you and
hard.
you
That's
couldn't
this
see
is an
him.
uphill battle. Both teams have to show us what they got. I am
So for
excited
that one, it was
for
his
what we're about
fault
to
because
see.
he was the
Both
player
teams
at the
are
back
feeling
with
the
complete
pressure.
and
I've
perfect
seen both of them
information,
kind
and
of
you
be
being in
on
front of
defense,
him
get a little
did not have
overconfident
perfect
and scared
information,
by
and he
the
doesn't
position. First
talk,
off,
so and he's
Flipside
behind you and you don't know.
pretty much
So
one of the
Cox
first
should have
times
just
to fall apart
trusted
in
you
this
to make
series.
that challenge and
Well,
then
one
gone
time
in
they
for the
shouldn't
clear
have. They
ball
were just one
afterwards.
goal
That
away.
was Cox's fault.
They just had
Like,
to
I'm not,
get out
when I
because
say Flipside as a whole are sending two people at the same ball, very often it's just one of the player's fault, but I'm actually trying to relieve some of the blame by saying Flipside rather than the player who was actually to blame. But it was Cux's fault for that last one.
This is nuts. Cooks here pinch to keep that away, but it goes in front of the net instead. Remco tried to capitalize.
The
Doesn't
leaf
reach
tie,
the
dude.
on that one 'cause
Every
Remco
time I
an
see it.
opportunity to move up. Mike gets the chip
Oh,
and
no
Mark
way.
to follow it
Okay,
up.
that would have been nice.
Good team play, but doesn't quite finish off.
We see a couple of bumps coming into play. There was actually someone at Weedham Girlz that got bumped.
Yeah, well,
right in
bias
that
isn't
game.
bad, but
Flipside, the time
like, I don't know if you're allowed to shout yes when a team scores as a caster in a caster which is supposed to be neutral. That's like something you'd hear at a Scotland or people who are commentating on Scottish international football team when Scotland win a throw-in in their own half. The casters are just like, yes, we have guaranteed possession. Because Scotland football team are the best in the world. Kappa 1, 2, 3. Nice pass out of defense there. Almost a goal, actually.
Keep that away from Cooks here. Mike's going to pick it up, but Marky's now out of position to do anything from a pass there.
Yeah. Thanks for the insight though, Mike. That's helpful. The insight on the comms is always very interesting because there's two things that are difficult to follow perfectly in 3v3 analysis, and that is like comms and boost, because they're the two things that you don't know perfectly. You can infer like some situations and say it looks like this player got called off it by his teammate, or it looks like this player is out of boost, but they're the two things like when I hear, or when I have pro players in chat, they're very often saying, "Oh, I didn't have boost there," and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense now. Or somebody says, "Oh, he didn't call for it," and I think, ah, that really explains the mix-up then. That's a really, really bad clear by Marky though. I've said this a lot before, but he's either got to hit that ball straight up in the air to give his team time to recover, or like hit the ball into the curve so it bounces up in the air. Listen to Carpet. No! No! Easy for Greasy. Yeah, the second save by Cux in the previous play was really, really good. I mean, all he had to do is jump up in front of the ball and make himself as big as possible, and he's a freaking Batmobile, so perfect car for that.
In game at number 6.
No! Belated fangirl. Such a fangirl, dude. Ah, Mike not going for the bump. A very respectful play. Mike, of course, never a fan of bumps and demos. Except when he's trolling people in 2v2 and 1v1 ranked, when he just starts driving into people for lulz.
Get something going on. Second touch from Remco. Can't get it. Cooks here. Beats him to it. Greasy now throwing it back and forth.
We Dem fangirls.
Try to get a play started in front of the net. Just playing some ping pong.
That should be Findable Carpet's team. We Dem fangirls.
Well, a lot of times when they're on defense and they're in the net and they have to make a save that they know is going to be weak, someone's always following up. And we've seen so many what look like close opportunities actually not being that close. People follow it up right after they get a weak touch. You've got a second player right there following through. But Dem Girlz needs to put the aggression on. They have a minute 45 left, or they're out, or they're going to lose. This is the end of the series.
That's out front of their own net, though. Maestro pushes out. Can Remco get a touch? He does. Very good touch. Maestro to follow it up. That's going to be on target, but Marky is there to stop
Marky's clearing of the ball this series has been very suspect. But he's done his usual Marky stuff, just scored goals and been annoying to deal with. Good save by Remco. Like, if Remco hadn't saved that, it would have been really bad because they should have been able to deal with the shot at that speed. But he did get back in time and made the important save.
Especially with a minute left of gameplay and you're down 1 goal. Spells life or death for you. Well, I mean, second place not too bad, but you want first place.
It's life or death.
Oh, and Mike Rules finishes off the pass. Now that's 2 goals you need to get. Dem Girlz.
This is one of those situations
just
where they had to start
great
getting very
pass.
aggressive, which means their defense might be a
Good
little
positioning by
lackluster.
Mike. Notice how he's approaching the ball like from the other side. So it doesn't matter if the ball goes near post or back post. Mike's got a great angle for it. He's never going to let it go past him without hitting it because of the angle he approaches it from being the far side. It's an underused position actually, the far side of the pitch in attack. Like, the pass was good, but the great play by Cux was actually just getting the breakaway initially.
Girls wasn't back. Good thing for them. Now they can make another attack. That's on target, but you don't want to do that sometimes. Just giving away ball possession. 38 seconds left. They need to get something into the net now if they want.
Yeah, I'd say Remco's the best player in Dem Girlz. Just the most solid player.
With an open net, Remco racing back to get this. 26 seconds left. Dem Girlz has to get a play start. A great pinch coming out. See if this can bounce out in front of the net, and it does. This could be a scoring opportunity. Crazy. 1 goal left, 20 seconds. Dem Girlz can do this.
I'm surprised Carpet's not losing it right now. Maybe he's still like, we're still 1 goal down, girls. We're still 1 goal down. We need 1 more before he loses his bowels.
There's still a chance.
I am so excited right now to see what Dem Girlz can pull out. They have been pulling out clutch the last few games. We'll see if they can keep it up. Maestro, the shot up front. That is going up front. Good touch up.
Oh, another bad clear
Mike with a
by Marky.
life-saving touch there. This could be it for Dem Girlz if they don't push it back.
Mike with the rescue mission.
Goosebumps right now. No, that's in front of the net. That's going to be it as it goes.
Oh, he does it. Okay. I was like, Cux is with it. No problem. The Carpet's actually just like, no, no.
RLCS online finals.
Both these teams came in so hard, and Flipside just came in just a little bit harder. These games were so close, so intense.
Flipside were pretty
sure
hard.
Guys, if they were
What can
in
you
person,
say?
they'd be shaking hands right now. They'd be saying, you know, WG, like all
WG, WG.
Oh,
If
please.
chat, I would love to see the kind of good sportsmanship. I know Dem Girlz probably feels it, but
See if WG becomes an emo. I know I'm unsubscribing from this channel. If WG becomes an emo, I'm unsubscribing.
I need to go run some laps. My adrenaline is pumping from watching this game. Absolutely nuts.
I should have done what Gibbs did and gone to the bathroom before that game.
Oh no, we're gonna see. I know they're excited over at the desk. We're gonna go see what they have to say. That was it, man. The final EU. What a way to end it. Desk, how excited are you?
Desk. Right, Desk. How are you doing? How are you doing, Desk?
Congratulations to Flipside. They have won $3,500.
Scott Cole should have been like, yeah.
Well,
Thank you, Leaf. Desk here.
Flipside is back.
Yes, they made a statement today.
WG sounds so stupid. That's because it is stupid, Pajama Guy. It is stupid.
Second goals to bring it to overtime. So many overtime goals. Everyone played really well, I thought. There were some defensive mishaps on both sides. I think actually on Flipside more so, but Flipside kept that pressure up all series long.
Yeah, and really, Cooksier, with that last pass,
Flipside just didn't get outpaced. When they struggle against Dem Girlz, it's because Dem Girlz outpaced them and just are faster generally in the air. Flipside kept it grounded, kept it quick. They kept it organized in attack. The mix-ups that Flipside were having in defense didn't happen in attack, so they did well. Greasy at the end as well, just big mistakes.
Great aerial shot here, going to the left. This is actually a bad defensive play.
It's a good recovery off the roof, off the ceiling vents rather.
Guard the left side of the net.
Yeah,
That goal was hilarious. Like, you don't see it in that camera, but Marky just falling out the sky into the perfect position.
Touch to Cooksier set up that goal beautifully.
Yeah, like in the past few months, we haven't seen Flipside do those great passing plays, but they've really come back strong.
And again,
don't know if that's true. Flipside are always pretty good at passing. Their weaknesses have been like defense based and just like really invisible performances by some of their players. Like Cux for a while was not playing very consistently, but Cux is definitely back, which is I think the biggest reason to why Flipside are back as a team is because Cux has kind of elevated his play to another level. I think he's better than the original Cux. Like back when everybody was saying Cux is the best player in the world, then he kind of stagnated and other people overtook him while he was on a plateau. I feel like this Cux now is better than the Cux back then. He's great.
Yeah, it's so easy to put those passes when you are in that corner to loop it up the
You can say it, Johnny. We're all friends here. What do I say? I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Got around that ball very quickly and had a low pass right out into the center, and Mike, he was ready for it and just put that one in.
Yeah, those are the small plays that win you series.
Also, I didn't see Mike like chilling out, doing a Kronovia impression, just sitting in the opposing team's box, or a Woody impression, if you will, for the EU boys. Just like, so dude, I'm just gonna chill in the box. And when I say like box, I mean like he's just gonna sit up front and look for mad redirects. Like Mike was just rotating really well today, and Marky wasn't greedy in attack. He was really dodgy in defense though. And it went kind of unpunished for lots of the games. But in attack, Marky wasn't greedy, so that was good for Flipside today.
A face-off goal that potentially cost them the series. So you saw that Mike goal, it was in game three. Game 3, they left
I remember
the
this
net
one.
open on a face-off. And those, just on this stage, it is just the prime example of you cannot leave the goal open on a face-off. That was a one-goal decided game that went into overtime. Flipside ended
I completely agree. Like on that specific kickoff, doing a side boost cheat and leaving the net open does not make sense. Because for the side boost cheat to be effective, you have to be doing a fast kickoff, and a fast kickoff can get hard countered if somebody just blocks you on the face-off. I don't know. Why do teams still do it? Why do teams leave the net open? It doesn't make sense to me. It's been proven time and time again due to mechanical mistakes and just like randomness from 50-50s that you should just not leave it open. And even yeah, Gibbs is bringing in some good points also.
Game 3 might have been the decider of the whole series because of that. And
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think it would have decided the whole series.
I cannot wait to see these guys play in the LAN.
Yes. It's gonna be
Well,
good.
we still got another qualifier to go, but let's look at the updated standings here as Flipside is
It's
now
just,
on
yeah,
the
it is
top
that,
of the
James. It's
table.
that.
get
Like,
the
they
1,000
don't
points,
want to listen.
$3,500
Like, pros
Dem
don't
Girlz,
want to listen. They just want to do their own thing.
$860 points, $1,500
so they don't listen about the boost strategy. But there's so many reasons why going to the corner on boost is retarded. Besides the fact that you're just going to lose a goal every now and then, you're losing pressure most of the time because you're putting yourself in an awkward position on a little boost journey, which slows down the amount of time it takes for you to get back into the good position, which is the middle of the pitch, so you can react to everything. It doesn't even give you that much more boost. You're not getting to the ball as fast in 67% of the time. You're getting to the ball slower because just like you're in a third of the pitch rather than the middle, where you're now only able to get to the ball in this third of the pitch. But if you stayed in the middle, you could have got to the ball when it's on the other side of the pitch faster. So I don't know. You're losing pressure, you're losing goals, you're gaining 56 boost immediately and using some of that to get back, so you're really only gaining like 25 boost, 30 boost maybe. It's strange.
And I'm just for shame here that